Can you hear me? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We would like to present you about Prosperty, what we're doing, and our vision regarding the digitalization of the REO management in the NPL industry. A few words about Prosperty. Prosperty is a PropTech company. We started our business 2 years ago. Now we are growing. We're growing quite fast. We're 70 people. We're already operating in 2 countries. We're about to expand in another 2 European countries. We have more than 2 billion under management at the moment from real estate perspective. So what we are about to present is to present you about a holistic way how you're managing your assets and how you bring the necessary outcome for your investors. So institutional investors are facing a lot of challenges. And challenges is that they're going to manage hundreds of thousands of assets in the upcoming years, since the NPL market in Europe is close to 1 trillion. So we're talking about secured portfolios. We're talking about the need after the NPL management of an efficient REO and commercialization of real estate assets. So there are multiple challenges there. How you manage the assets, how you repossess assets, how you're running a lot of processes, legalizations. A lot of people this morning talk about this, black box that nobody, knows what it waits for you. So there are multiple complex processes. There are different vendors out there that you need to cooperate: legal offices, engineers, technical offices, notaries, a lot of evaluators. So how you're managing your internal teams with external teams and vendors. And eventually, if you're an investor that you have invested in multiple geographies, how you keep track with the performance of the portfolios. So if you take the life cycle of the, let's say, of the asset, we start from the collateral management, how you manage the collateral, how you repossess the assets, doing your underwriting evaluations, how you collect the data during the repossession, and how you are starting to manage the assets itself. A lot of paperwork and a lot of, manual processes. Then you need to decide, based on something, based on data, if you're going to invest some CapEx in your real estate assets, and how you're going to manage, especially if we're talking about granular distributed assets around the country, I would say. And a lot of people, when they're talking about the commercialization, they just think about a website. I want to commercialize the assets, I create a website, I put my assets there, and then I promote the asset. But for us, the commercialization means the lead generation, the leads management, and eventually the closing. How you get up to the closing, how you offer a unique way to the end customer eventually to buy the assets or to rent the asset. And all this comes with a challenge, again, how you are managing your vendors, your stakeholders, and of course you are tracking your costs, your internal costs, in order to prepare the assets for the commercialization. So a lot of people talk about technology, and we heard now in the panel that there is a need of the technology. Of course, technology doesn't mean only data, doesn't mean only process automation. It means also integration with other systems that you will be able to bring services within the same ecosystem, and it means also a lot of data. All these things, you are doing that for improving the operational efficiencies, how you are managing thousands of assets in the most efficient way, improving your end customer experience eventually, and by creating a seamless system. Regarding especially the commercialization, again, we are talking a lot with investors, and again, the commercialization of the business, it seems to be easy, but it might be a nightmare, because at the moment in the Greek ecosystem, there is a lot of discussion about the NPL management. There's a lot of discussion about the complexity to bring the REOs in a very mature state to commercialize them. But if you can imagine that in the Greek NPL system, around 250,000 of assets, granular assets, are going to be commercialized in the next upcoming years, this is a very challenging task. So how you manage agents, how you manage paperwork, how you manage, offline processes, it's a key thing for the future. There are significant opportunities to increase the performance of REOs portfolios. New models are coming in place. And by increasing performance, we mean that you have to manage your assets in the best way. You have to integrate with listing sites to promote the assets out there. You have to create omni-channel marketing campaigns, again, to receive leads, to qualify leads, and especially to offer the best experience to your brokers, to brokers network, and eventually to the end customer. We are about to present you what we offer as Prosperty. We offer an operating system that gives a solution from the collateral and the management of the collateral, the asset management and repossession, up to the closing. So we have a very modular software as a service solution that provides 6 different modules. And the first one is about the REOs and the asset management, supported by data and analytics. So eventually, we are creating a virtual MLS system for the European market. We're collecting all possible data from the supply side. We are also offering a very innovative way to commercialize the assets, to sell your assets or to rent your assets out there by managing a large network of agents. And we are supporting, new tools like e-signatures, like e-payments there. So not a lot of physical interaction is needed anymore. We're offering tools for the agents to improve their performance. So in Greece, 70% of agents' time is being spent on the closing, on the transaction, how they can coordinate the different stakeholders, seller side, buyer side, legal, engineers, and the notary. Eventually, we have automated the closing process. We are automating the closing process because we have a very powerful process management tool that we can scale up. We have automated the closing process in Greece. We have automated the closing process in Cyprus. Now we're working in another 2 European countries, as I referred to you. It's not only about the real estate transaction, it's about also creating an ecosystem of services. For example, those kind of platforms like Prosperty, like PropTech platforms, they're starting to offering also mortgages. They're starting to offer digital mortgages. So at the moment you are putting an asset out there, how you can also resolve the challenge of financing of the asset. So eventually in Greece, we are going to introduce from September the first, let's say, digital mortgage solution alongside with all the Greek banks. What we offer is an integrated software as a service solution, acting as a single point of reference. Single point of reference among internal people, the REO people that they're managing a lot of processes, different stakeholders, different vendors, together with external people, together with their subcontractors, either legal offices, again, engineers, and a lot of agents. So we can support different portfolios. We can support resi type of portfolios. We can support commercial type of portfolios. We can support even different geographies. So even if you are operating in multiple countries, we can support on a reporting level and BI level the performance monitoring of the different portfolios across different geographies. So I would like to tell you that we have already set up our business in Greece. We're already working with institutional clients. Although we are a startup and we have been backed by international VCs, we have already 3 major contracts, and we're expanding quite fast. Again, the REO, at the moment, it seems that will come. The REO management, it's not a challenge for the today business in Greece, but definitely the mass and the wave of the thousands of assets that are going to come into that market and how these are going to be managed and eventually create performance for the investor is a key for the future, and Prosperty is here to offer a solution on that space. Thank you so much.